There are several mistakes that a lot of Jett mains make. I see my teammates making these mistakes, and I used to make these mistakes as well. Fixing these mistakes could make you a better Jett player and a better player in general. We'll be covering all of these mistakes in today's video, so stay tuned. The first common mistake I see a lot of Jett mains making is not taking advantage of their ultimate. Jett's ultimate is insanely overpowered when used correctly, and a lot of times it just goes to waste. I found myself saving my ultimate for the perfect time, and about 60% of that time, the perfect moment would never come. You'll end up saving it all game and let a powerful tool go to waste. And this mistake doesn't just go for Jett players, it applies to a lot of other agents. Some really good reasons to use your ultimate is, 1, on an eco round when you cannot afford a weapon, just buy light shield, then you basically have a shotgun and a sniper rifle at the same time with how good our knives are. 2, to secure a round. A lot of people are scared to pop ults to secure rounds, but it's definitely worth it to pop an ult to secure one round. And I'd say lastly, if you feel uncomfortable about the situation you're in, then pop knives. If you have an op, let's say, and you think if you pop your ult you could stay alive, that's definitely the play to save that op. The second common mistake I see a whole lot of Jett players making is not making space for their team or not entering on the site. The primary job of a duelist is to make space for their team. There's this misconception that a duelist has to drop a 30 bomb every match to bring value to the team, but a duelist can really bring just as much value by making space for their team. Just throw your smoke, dash into it, and kill people. It's really that simple. Just dashing on the site may seem ignorant, but with a smoke involved, it's really hard for the enemies to see where you are and kill you. And if you really don't like this type of play, you may not want to be playing a duelist in the first place. And especially in lower elos, a lot of people just don't have the game sense to know where you're going to go, and they don't have the aim to actually kill you, so there's not a whole lot of risk involved if you play it right. If you are enjoying the video, please make sure to like and subscribe to help out the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And now let's hop into tip number 3. And the third most common mistake I see in low elo Jetts is forcing operators. Operators are incredibly strong, and buying operators occasionally can be overpowered. But a whole lot of Jetts will just force operators every single round they can afford it, because they watch Tins or another pro use the op and get an insane ace with it, and want to do the same thing. And not all of us have aim like Tins, unfortunately. Buying the operator really will hurt your team's economy, and I find that a lot of Jetts that are forcing operators on attacker side don't entry on the site and don't play with their team at all. They just lurk around trying to get nice flashy kills with the op. Also, if you give it to the enemy team when they are defending, you could be giving them significant advantages. I've lost a whole lot of rounds because I'll buy an op and then accidentally die with it and play dumb with it, and then they have an op on defense and just dominate us with it, and it costs us the game. So once again, buying ops can be okay from time to time. Just do it within reason and try and be smart. And the fourth mistake that I see a lot of people making is positioning or over pushing. Oftentimes people get mad that they didn't get traded and get frustrated with their teammates, when in reality, it was really their fault. Let's say you're on A heaven and you're pushing with your team. Your team gets spiked down, and then you push up to A link trying to get a frag. Then you whiff your whole mag and die. It's not your teammate's fault that they couldn't trade you. You're in A link, for crying out loud. What you should do is play a little more passive, play back, maybe play long, try and get a pick, but be able to get traded, which is just a million times better. This honestly doesn't just go for Jett. Over pushing once spike is down is not the play, because if you get killed, then you're leaving your team to a disadvantage, and it's just not the play at all. Now, moving on to our last and final tip, tip 5. Going solo. This is probably the worst mistake in this video, and when I say going solo, I mean no communication, not pushing with your team, and just overall not being a team player. Valorant is a team-based game, and you don't know how many times I see duelists lurking around kill hungry while their team is fighting a 4v5. This can cost you a whole lot of rounds, or even potentially cost you a whole entire game. I used to do this as well. I'd go lurking, trying to get nice clips to upload to YouTube, and then I would end up losing those games because I'm too kill hungry, and my teammates are attacking at B, and I'm lurking up mid, and I'm bringing no value to the team. I'm not making space, I'm not fragging, I'm not doing anything that's helping them. There are some agents that are made for lurking, but Jett is definitely not one of them. Maybe Reyna, Astra, and there's a lot of other agents. But once again, Jett is just not the best agent to lurk. Your job is to make space, and if you're at A site when your team is at C, you're not going to be bringing any value to them. And those are the 5 most common flaws I see in most Jett players. I see these mistakes usually in Iron to Gold, but this can apply to any rank. Not fixing these huge mistakes could hold back your potential to climb ranks and improve as a player. There will be people who will leave this video and not pay any attention to these mistakes, and probably will harm their growth as a player. But if you really look at these tips, I really believe it will make you a better Jett player. Let me know in the comments what are the mistakes you see yourself making and your teammates. And if you enjoy this type of content, let me know in the comments. I may be doing more tutorial type guides. So yeah, just let me know, and have a good rest of your day, and goodbye.